What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Six Man Blitz. This is a podcast you want and need. We give you exactly how you want it, how you need it. This is a podcast for you. Make sure to like and subscribe on this video before you continue on. But hey, Zach Wilson, the reports, they might not be true. Who knows? I've heard some people try to debunk it. Salah, I think he did an interview on it and said, Zach Wilson, he wants to play, he wants a ball in his hands. But Zach Wilson, reportedly, they're saying that the Jets want him to be their starting quarterback moving forward again. And he's like, nah, I don't want it. I don't want to get out there. I don't want to get myself hurt. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, it's ridiculous seeing franchises like going through these problems like this, and us and the Bears, like everybody fighting for their life, and everybody true colors coming out when that pressure hits. So you just seeing everybody react to it differently. You've seen now 3 to 4 different quarterbacks, and a guy who kind of really was the scapegoat at one point for the offensive droughts. Y'all want him. Y'all put him at third string.
Not even second.
So now he y'all telling him, all right, we ran out of niggas
to get assassinated out there.
Like, I ain't finna be a crash dummy again. Like, so I see both sides at the same time, though. I mean, you can't take any opportunity for granted in the NFL. So
can't. So he needs to get back out there because he's fighting for his NFL life.
This is your job. You got a job to do at the end of the day. Like he's not in a position to have a say. Honestly,
no, he's not.
Everybody, you worth who you are. I mean, so if people are gonna be willing to put up with certain things depending on how much success you have, and the same is true if you have none. So get your ass out there, boy.
Good luck.
Right.
Keep God in your life, fuck nigga.
But we got your ass out there, man. Get your ass out there.
Jordan Love, another 3-touchdown performance, not only against one of the best defenses in the league the week before against an NFC team that's really talented, running away with the NFC North. So Jordan Love's doing it again. Man. Are you concerned? The Packers might have hit again. Are you concerned?
Not as so much concerned, but just, impressed, to be honest with you. Like, everybody had a certain opinion on Jordan Love after the first 2 weeks. Then their opinions completely flipped. And now we're back to where he's him. So
he's him healthy.
It's really crazy. He's playing good ball, and against a great team, and against a great coach, a great game plan. Very well executed. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, they got these young receivers, and everybody's contributing. I'm really impressed, especially with the lack of explosiveness in the run game that they've had in the past. Could you only imagine if they had a healthy Aaron Jones? I mean, and that has a huge impact going throughout the season, dealing with rookie 2-year receivers. I mean, they have the youngest roster.
Aaron Rodgers couldn't Aaron Rodgers couldn't take this team to the playoffs. So let's not forget that.
I'm super impressed, to be honest, in the fact that they're in a playoff race and just beat Kansas City. That's really impressive, especially the way they did it. They finished the fourth quarter. Every drive ended with a kick, a field goal, and they continued to keep that margin to where Mahomes couldn't take over the game. So.
Yeah, I mean that offensive or defensive pass interference that was missed. All right, you could say the refs have been bad all year,
right?
But still, the Chiefs didn't deserve to win this game. I'm gonna say that.
No,
they didn't deserve to win this game.
That wasn't the reason they lost. They got beat. Yeah, they got beat.
They got waxed. And Jordan Love, like this defense, we've been so high on this defense, this Chiefs defense. But Jordan Love came out there and diced their ass up. Look easy. Almost won me a fantasy matchup.
Diced their ass up.
Diced them up.
And I mean, the play action was running. The brain game was what it needed. It was serviceable, I should say. And yeah, they just play action to death, and then you have guys that are winning their matchups consistently.
Yeah, consistently good.
I'm really impressed.
I really liked what the Packers did, and defense.
Christian Watson too. I'm really
He was
impressed.
pretty solid. Jaden Reed too. They look pretty good in and out. Like everybody balled pretty much. You got rid of Dobbs, so you regret that?
Yeah, from a fantasy perspective, but if we're just talking about his contribution as a rookie,
not consistent,
impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Packers team, they look pretty good, but on the Chiefs side though, are you concerned with this Chiefs team? I mean, this is 4 losses for them right now. Defensively, they've been really good all year. This performance was, I don't think they'll continue this. I don't think they'll get diced up like that again. Like, are you concerned with their talent, skill positions, receivers? They're not getting the job done. Kelsey, Mahomes is throwing late game interceptions. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the fact that defense that we were high on all season, who we thought was going to be kind of the reason why they get back to the promised land, unmuch like years in the past, kind of just didn't look like what it needed to. Yeah. They weren't able to get stops, and Green Bay was able to march down the field multiple drives in the second half and really seal the deal, and get a few field goals. So you typically wouldn't have seen that 2 weeks ago from this defense. So I'm curious to see if this is a legitimate Super Bowl defense, or are we just, trying to figure out ways to make sure Mahomes good?
Yeah, like defensively, yeah. I think they can continue playing at the level they were. Definitely though, but offensively, yeah, it's really concerning. Matt Nagy curse is real. It's just real. He's destroying Mahomes.
Man, and they still not being able to connect on the deep ball. Marquez Scantling, bro, he ass. I ain't gonna lie.
ass.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm tired of seeing him completely away from the ball.
Sky Moore is pretty bad too.
Sky Moore, he
stopped running on that route. That was
he's good once he gets the ball in his hand, but yeah, like those ball skills, those route running, like that football IQ where that comes in. Rice, I like what they're doing.
No, he's really good, and he's
I think they hit on him for sure. So I'm excited to see what he can become. Mm-hmm. They saying he's like a Brandon Ayuk.
Okay,
like that's his comp. Which shit, that would be perfect.
They can get a guy, but they need a Devo. They got to kill. They got Kelsey.
Went the fuck off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they're missing that other guy, like a fucking a Juju.
He put me at the playoffs.
Okay.
He could have slid on that last joint.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah, he had a good ass fucking game.
I think that was like 12 points right there. That one play.
116 yards receiving. I think he had a rushing touchdown too.
Yep.
So he took the fuck off.
Yeah.
That's what a guy there like that Tyreek Hill kind of guy. Even Juju, the production he had last year for the Chiefs, they're missing a guy like that. They thought Marcus Scantling, or he was going to be that guy. They thought he would be that kind of guy to get that production, but he hasn't. Mm-hmm. That's why trading for a guy like D-Hop or getting a receiver out there for Kansas City was crucial this year. Should have did it at the deadline, but they didn't. They got McCole Hardman. He hasn't done shit. He's been a healthy scratch. I think he might have been injured too, but he hasn't really done shit. So right now, this Chiefs team, they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna make it far in the playoffs.
I still think they got that championship DNA.
Okay.
So
they'll turn it on in the playoffs?
Yeah. Mahomes is going to be Mahomes in the playoffs. And Andy Reid is going to have that playbook like my man's from Bobby Boucher and shit.
the red coach.
Visualize an attack. He's going to turn up in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I think the question is who can beat them. Because I still think they'll go to the AFC Championship just with the injuries to Burrow. Shit, Josh Allen not gonna make the tourney. So I still don't think Jacksonville's better than them. Still don't think Houston's better.
They could get slept though.
So
somebody could come around and get
definitely not the Steelers.
Oh yeah. Mitchell Trubisky's at quarterback
any
now.
of the wild cards, so they're definitely going to win that. And then you got a second round with everybody outside of the Ravens. I'm comfortable with them winning.
Right. Shit. Yeah, I didn't think the Ravens would get them on. But this next team, though, NFC team, we talked about them a little, Debo. They got all the fucking talent in the world.
Right.
49ers versus Eagles. What was your thoughts on this game? And the Eagles didn't even look like they should have been on the same field as the Niners in this game.
Right. And I had a feeling it was going to go this way just because of how they've sputtered here and there throughout the season offensively for the Eagles. It's like ever since that Chase Young pickup, they've been dominant, and it's been very
clear
ugly for the opposing offense.
Doesn't matter how good
you're not moving the ball at all. Like it shit ain't even fair. And we seen the Eagles come out and make some noise, but not be able to punch the ticket, and got 6, and that was pretty much all she wrote. They only scored 13 more points, and San Fran looks like they're the clear-cut favorite for the Super Bowl, in my opinion. And I think we have a rematch of that Colin Kaepernick, Ray Lewis Super Bowl this year. I think it's going to be
those two teams,
Ravens, Niners.
Yeah. So they played Christmas Day too, December 25th, in like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's on Monday Night Football.
It's going to be very lit.
How do you think the Ravens match up with the Niners?
So it's going to be tough because I think they're going to have to rely heavily on the run game. I think it would be stupid to drop back. You'd want to drop back as least as possible in that game, just because they got 2 guys that can wreck it from that spot, and Lamar has made some careless turnovers, some drop balls, whoever you want to point the finger at. I think the Niners with that, just man. Both defenses are really deafening, but I had to lean to the Niners just because of what they were able to acquire.
Yeah, the Niners.
And how it's changed the pass rush. It's been dominant.
And I think the Ravens can match up pretty well with the Niners because defensively, I feel like watching that Eagles game, the Eagles defensively aren't the same team as they were last year. No. Totally different defense. Yep. Especially, with those linebackers, you don't have, a Kasir White, you don't have a TJ Edwards, you don't have guys that are hitting shit. Right. That's why they got Shaq Leonard. We'll get into that later. But the Ravens, defensively, they are similar to that Eagles defense. They have talent all over the board.
Oh, they're way better than them.
Oh yeah, Kyle Hamilton. You got those. You got a secondary. You got Geno Stone out there who's having a great year. 7, 6, and they're stacked defensively. And Jadeveon Clowney's having. You could have a 10-sack year. So
So yeah,
defensively they're there. They can match up, and it won't be like how it was in the Eagles. They got completely ran over.
Hell no.
So defensively,
I want to see Brock Purdy against that defense. But he's got the gadgets and he's got the play caller, putting him in position to succeed. I mean, they gave him a lot of gimmies in that Eagles game and just shit.
Bro, every touchdown. Screens. It was like he threw the ball like 4 yards. Yeah. 4 yards and took it to the crib. Exactly. He's got yak monsters.
Exactly. And then you look at what McCaffrey's doing on a typical third down, like he's running a fucking option route and going to the post on that shit. Yeah. It's like, come on, man.
So
shit is fake.
That defense will be able to fuck over, like ruin Brock Purdy's day. I think it make it hard for him. Especially, I think they got the guys to line up with some of those skill position players. George Kittle, I think Hamilton will lock him up, or not lock him up, but have somebody for him. You got a lot of guys in the secondary. Marcus Williams is getting healthy. Ravens will be able to have an answer for that. Offensively, too, on the other side, dynamic quarterback, that offense, Odell's playing better. Losing Mark Andrews definitely is tough. But I think that offense is still going to be really lethal. They can do a lot of things, and they're rising up. Likely is going to, and this is a prediction I'm going to throw out there. I don't know if it happens tomorrow, but Zach Ertz to the Ravens. I think that's where he's going to go.
Thought you said the Eagles.
I said the Eagles in the chat, but I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
Tight end that still can do it at a high level. He's still pretty good.
I like Likely's ceiling. I think he's still a little bit raw, but I like what he adds to the mix.
Right.
But with him on like you with the difference between him and what's his name?
Zach Ertz.
No.
Oh, Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews is you could go out there in 12 personnel and still be heavy pass. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
he's that. He can run, show the run look, but still
Right.
make those plays in the pass game where likely he ain't blocking nobody. He ain't out there to block.
Nah, he's out there just like a receiver at tight end type
Right.
shit. So I like, the addition Zach Ertz. He could provide, that hole. Isaiah Likely.
I like him too.
Yeah, you can have the best of both worlds. That offense fluctuates and does better when it has multiple guys at tight end.
True.
So, getting Zach Ertz out there, that would be huge for them. And I think that's another thing they can do to, take that next level and potentially beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. I like Lamar, what he's been doing. He's playing at a high level. And I think what better year than him to get that Super Bowl this year?
Right.
Or get to the Super Bowl with the AFC looking how it's looking right now. So I like the Ravens 49ers matchup to meet up. Excited for the matchup between the two teams on Monday Night Football come Christmas Day. Who would you take in that game right now?
I'm gonna have to lean Niners just because of what they've been able to do and just they look like unbeatable.
It might be the
you
game.
Might say Brock Purdy is the only opportunity to take advantage of, but just getting the ball out quick. If you can't stop the run, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And then they create extensions of the run game in ways that are hard to just prepare for. So it's
how are you gonna stop Trent Williams and McCaffrey?
Right.
They run it to him. It's over.
Ayuk.
Kittle's had 700 yards receiving this year.
Right.
But back to the Eagles, do you think they can bounce back? And you think we'll see a different outcome? Not, in the win-loss, but a better matchup when they play the 49ers in the NFC Championship game? Because we know it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. I think so. I think
Shaq Leonard edition.
They'll be less beat up. And, they clearly made the acquisition very timely after what they look like.
Yeah.
Against that Niners defense, they definitely have to add a playmaker, which they already addressed. So I think they'll have a better showing, but this team isn't the same as last year, if I'm being honest. It's not as dominant. The offensive line isn't
that's who they're missing, too.
Their defense of numbers are not the same.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts hasn't been that dynamic runner outside of the tush push and some timely third downs that we've seen in the past where you could really rely on them to be the difference maker. So I like the Niners personally.
Yeah. I mean, and it comes down to them not being able to stop the run against the Niners and them not running at all. Couldn't run at all. 13 yards from Swift. I needed him to do better than that, too.
I needed him to
take off. I needed the touchdown.
I needed him to do what he did. But at the same time, Debo went the fuck off.
Debo. It's my boy, Punk. That's how he treated the Eagles out there, low key.
No bad.
But moving forward, New Orleans Saints. Shaq Leonard, he deals, with back injuries. It's another guy that deals with some back injuries. Broken back. He gets his back broken a lot. Derek Carr. He's been literally the worst red zone quarterback in the NFL. Seen somebody on TikTok say that he completes 20% of his passes in the inside of the 12, which is terrible.
Yeah.
It's really fucking bad.
Yeah.
So the Saints, they paid him to be this guy that's going to take him to the playoffs, to fill that Drew Brees hole, and he's been ass. So, and he's dealing with the back shoulder injury, and he's in concussion protocol. So these next 5 games, they're winnable games. They can win this division still. They're not out of it. I think they need to move on from Derek Carr. Let the next 5 games play out. See what you got in Jameis Winston. Let him cook.
You know what you got in Jameis Winston. 30 for 30, boy.
He's literally
highs and lows.
He's the most 50-50 quarterback I've ever seen. He's going to make a spectacular play, and then he's going to make the worst fucking play you ever seen in your life.
Exactly.
He's up and down, like you said. But coming in, when you put him out there, you get something different than you get in Derek Carr. He's throwing the ball down the field. You get big plays. You get something. You get hope. Derek Carr, you get to the end zone. I think were in the red zone 8 times against the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't amount to any points. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Right.
So what you're getting with Derek Carr, it's worse than 50-50, 30 for 30 from Jameis Winston. I think they should move forward these next 5 games, let Jameis Winston out there. Hopefully Derek Carr can't play this week. And then you'll see that change. Hopefully he's okay, but he just can't play this week.
Right.
Jameis Winston gives you a better chance to win. I'm sorry. I came into this year, I said Derek Carr was, going to be that reason the Saints team goes to playoffs. Defensively, they're good. They make plays. Dennis Allen,
Shit, LaPorta hung 150 on their ass. How that good? I felt comfortable in that matchup, thinking he wasn't going to take off. He broke breaking records and shit.
Yeah, and so that's crazy. You're right. But just Derek Carr, see, he does something to you defensively. The guys don't like Derek Carr. They bought in. They'll fight for Jameis Winston, 30 for 30. So put him out there. Let Winston go out there and do what he does best. He's a fucking leader. You see him on the sidelines. He's going crazy for Ludacris. So Jameis Winston, I think, gives the Saints a better chance to win. This is something they need to do moving forward so they can still have a chance to make the playoffs and win the division potentially. And the offense just flows better with them out there. And I'm sure, you got the receivers out there. Derek Carr's making those booty-ass throws, pick 6 in the red zone and shit. We're tired of seeing that shit from Derek Carr.
Tired.
So that's what the Saints need to do for them to get back. Staying in that division, NFC South, Mike Evans, another 1,000-yard season. Hey, 11,000-yard seasons by Jerry Rice is the record. He's at 10 straight. So he's an elite company with Jerry Rice. Potentially, how long do you think he keep this streak going?
Man, you look at how he plays the game, and he really ain't lost no speed. Honestly, he just scored a 75-yarder this weekend. So
yeah, he's still
he's always going to be that big body receiver.
Just turned 30, I think.
Throw him up, and I forgot what stat they showed last week, but it was some crazy. He has some crazy red zone stat where he's like.
He's God out there.
Yeah, he has as many touchdowns as he has completions. Like he's at 99% or some shit. Every catch he has on the goal lines, it's a touchdown.
That's fucking crazy.
So, he's a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest of all time, and he needs more recognition for just what he's been able to accomplish and the slew of quarterbacks he was able to accomplish it with, and then obviously the grand prize and getting the ring with Tom, the GOAT, really solidifies his legacy. So the fact he's having a career year with Baker Mayfield is impressive in and of itself.
Yes. Jameis Winston 30 for 30. He's had some really bad quarterbacks, Fitzmagic. He's had some really 6 different starting quarterbacks since he was drafted. So Tom Brady obviously was, the best out of that group, and this is Tom Brady when he was like 40. So that's saying a lot. Tom Brady's a GOAT, but 40-year-old quarterback has been the best quarterback you've had. So
he led the league in passing.
Mike Evans too was a big reason for that. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but 10 straight years with 1,000 yards, it's insane. Not many receivers can do 2 straight years with 1,000 yards. Yeah. So he's out there doing it with the best of them. Here's my thing, Mike Evans, you get him a legit quarterback. I know there was some rumors, him, telling DeMeco Ryans, bring me to Houston. CJ Stroud, he goes to Houston, signs a long deal. CJ Stroud and him together, he might tie Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice
went to Texas A&M. I don't know if he's from Texas, is he?
I'm not too sure. But I know he's going to ball out in Houston.
No question.
CJ Stroud with Mike Evans, the two together, that's a dynamic duo. You still got Nico Collins, Tank Dell, all the weapons they have in Houston already. Get a receiver like Mike Evans, they're a fucking threat. Super Bowl threat. Defense is playing at a high level, and this is something that will extend. Mike Evans could do this at a high level for a while. He's a guy who hasn't sustained too many injuries. He's, 1,000 yards every season. He's been playing a lot of games every year. So he get him out of Houston.
True.
Jerry Rice has almost 23,000 yards receiving as a whole. So, he's at 11 right now. A couple more seasons, he can get close. He can get close.
Jerry played like 18 years.
He played 19 seasons.
Come on now.
But, so, I don't know. Maybe playing with a guy like C.J. Stroud, a young, talented guy, can extend, Mike Evans' career, but he could get damn close. At least second or third. Playing with a guy like C.J. Stroud. So that's what Mike Evans needs to do moving forward. He needs to get the fuck out of Tampa Bay unless Tom Brady's coming back. Because you're not winning shit in there with Baker as your quarterback. You see what the outcome has been. They started pretty hot. But right now, 5-7, they don't look like world beaters by any means.
Still got a chance in the division, but it's not looking good.
At all. But let's move to the Chicago Bears, our team. 4-8 right now. Big win against the Minnesota Vikings. It was an ugly win, but it was a win to say the least. So we're gonna take it. But Cole Kmet said, next 5 games, they're winnable games. They could go out and be 9-8 to him. So next 5 games, what are your thoughts about that statement? This is encouraging. We're not out of the playoff hunt. 2 games back. We're not on the playoff hunt graphic, but we're somewhere at the bottom. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm think he focusing on the wrong thing. You're supposed to be like one game at a time, one day at a time. I'm focused on practice today. I'm focused on having the best
practice. We gotta win practice.
I'm focused on getting the best sleep I've ever had, and I'm focused on doing it all over again the next day. Like, nah, I'm not. Don't be looking at the whole next 5 games. And that'd be your concern. Let's win on Sunday. Let's get out of this bye better than when we came in it. Mm-hmm. And let's find a way to put some W's together.
Yes, one game at a time. To
save motherfuckers' jobs, because Cole, he ain't worried about next year.
No, yeah. He's got his contract.
Everybody else is, though.
He's got his 4 years, got his extension.
Right.
Justin Fields, these next 5 games are crucial for a lot of people in that Bears building. But I could potentially see it. Detroit, they almost lost to the Saints. We should have beat their ass when we played them.
True.
Should have won that game. Bad game management by the Matt Eberflus. His job's on the fucking line. But the Bears play Detroit this Sunday. I think we can sneak away with the win in that game. Being the optimistic guy I am. The next game, Cleveland. Joe Flacco is their quarterback now. We can sneak away with that. Defensively, they've been digress. The production has been decreasing defensively for this Browns team. I'm about to drop their ass in fantasy. They're not getting the job done no more.
Yeah.
So Joe Flacco is their quarterback. Defensively, we've been playing at a high level too.
True.
So I think moving forward, Browns and Detroit, you win those 2 games, we're in the playoffs, I think. But then again, Green Bay's looking like they're really good. So that week 18,
it's a lot of 500 teams right now.
So there's a lot of 500 teams right now. We're not out of the hunt by any means, but you got to win every game left. I think Arizona and Atlanta, we can win those games for sure. Just going to come down to Detroit and Cleveland. Winning those 2 games, then I'm in. You lose one of them, it's going to be tough.
How many games are left? 6?
There's 5.
5.
You got to win the next 5.
So, what if we win the next? If we go out of 5 games, what number is that to keep Matt Eberflus's job?
Ooh, I mean, he's 4-4 in the last 8 games, or his last in the last couple games we've been winning pretty much. 50-50. I think Matt Eberflus, if they win the next 5 games, I wouldn't be mad at keeping him. But
does he have to win all 5 to keep his job?
Yes.
So if he go 4-1,
no, he's gone.
So if we go 8-9, if we go from 3-13 to 8-9,
okay, and defense keeps playing at the level they're playing,
they'd have to for us to win 4 out of 5 games.
8-9, we could make the playoffs still, low key.
No, yeah, definitely.
But all right, I would be okay with Eberflus keeping his job. Defensively, keeps playing well.
What about 3-2?
3-2. Defensively, we still look good. 3-2 wouldn't be bad. What would we be, 7-10?
Yeah.
7-10. Defense looks good, but Getsy has to be gone. We have to have a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, we got to upgrade at the position.
So that's the only way I'd be cool with keeping Eberflus is if Getsy's gone. I'm cool with them. Eberflus, what he's done defensively, but unless we in the playoffs, 5 straight wins, 4-1, 3-2, I would probably be okay with. But I just need to see a new plan offensively. Getsy can't be our fucking offense coordinator.
Man.
Because if we had a different offense coordinator, we would have won more games, I think. It's just that margin of error in some of these games with the offense coordinator.
Yeah, and play calling matters so much, especially not as like you could think about how many one-score games there are in the NFL and how many lead changes there are in the fourth quarter. You got to go into those last few drives when you're up, regardless about how much, is we're playing to win, not playing to
not
lose.
Or you're
we're
just being so
killing the
conservative.
time. You see the best teams, even Green Bay last night. I mean, those drives, every time Kansas City tried to make a punch, they punched their ass right back. And they did it with big plays. Like they opened up the playbook when it mattered the most.
We don't have
we don't do that. We shrink that shit. We throwing screens, 45 screens.
It's like 21 screens or
and
something?
When it matters most, we go double screen again.
Dude.
But, I mean, and that I think it's a combination of Justin Fields. They don't trust him to throw the deep ball or to handle the blitz well. Yeah. And I don't disagree with that. And then they're also just trying to game plan against a team that the defense is really good and that's going to be really good against a quarterback who's not a veteran. Yeah. Like you've seen where Russ handled it well because he's seen all of that shit a million times. But Justin, they don't even give him permission to audible out of plays if I feel like I'm watching what I am.
And it doesn't make sense because
so you're so anchored. Like we're just hoping we call it a better play. Yeah. Most teams, the quarterback is like, okay, I see what the defense is giving us based on the call. This ain't the right play. Let me get to a better run against this look or a better throw against this look, or I got my man here and he's safety's coming. I got 1-on-1 and I know it's DJ Moore and they're going all out. What I was waiting for the double move. Yeah. Just throw that shit up. He's gonna be open.
And DJ Moore is gonna get that.
Or a PI. Come on now. So it's like
it doesn't make sense because
there was no chess in that play calling, so he's definitely got to go. So I don't know. I some part of me wants to keep some continuity. Like I feel like it wouldn't make sense to blow everything up. Yeah. But it all depends on these next 5 games.
So you're more open to keeping Eberflus too. I don't know if we can get Harbaugh. I'm taking Harbaugh. If we can get him, it's tough.
No, man.
It's not because Eberflus. All
right. We'll definitely have an answer after these next 5 games. If I think how they are going to, I don't think nobody's going to keep their job.
Yeah. If you had to guess right now, what would your decision be today if you're Kevin Warren?
I'm getting my guys in there. Kevin Warren did. Yeah. No, not Poles.
I think Poles stays too.
Yeah, I think Poles has showed what he's capable of.
He's had more hits than misses.
Right, and he's had to make some very tough decisions, and he was
in cap hell. Ryan Pace left us in cap hell with all these contracts. Khalil Mack, Robert Quinn gave everybody bread. Tariq Cohen got bread. Everybody got paid with Ryan Pace. But so he changed it in 18 months or so. We last year we had the most cap space in free agency. This year again we have the most cap space, and we have potential to have the first overall pick with Carolina Panthers being ass. So again, another position. So I think Poles has done a damn good job.
Drafted well as well. So not only are we getting more draft capital, but we're hitting on those draft picks. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping Poles, but coaching staff and Justin Fields, everybody's on a tryout basis.
But that's the thing. These next 5 games are tryouts for Justin Fields and the offensive coordinator and Eberflus. Well, why are we not, like you mentioned, not allowing Justin Fields permission to audible, doing all this stuff? Why not give Justin Fields all reins? Let him loose. Let him do everything to see if what the potential could be. See those flashes.
He already came on a press conference saying it's too much.
Yeah.
you got to know the game inside and out.
Yeah.
This is checkers. Like, you got to see what the defense is giving you pre-snap. Know you're in the game, the best call possible, because the best quarterbacks shit. It's on when they see a certain look, or
Patrick Mahomes, Aaron
right,
Rodgers.
it's game over.
You
Come on
blitzing
now.
us? We getting that shit off.
Come on, man. Please blitz me. Huh?
That's all we got for the show today. Make sure to like and subscribe on the channel. Stay updated with our content. Videos are going to be dropping daily, and we're going to keep getting more out there. Episodes are going to continue to drop 2 weekly. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. As always, peace. Bears were up 26-14 in the fourth quarter, 3 minutes left in the game, and they still lost. 98% of teams win with that margin, with that lead, with that much time left in the game.